Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a warm welcome for any and all who are listening to the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet. Don't let the name deceive you. Anyone can check in. This net is hosted on the Extended Freedom Network and meets on the second Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. UTC or 3 p.m. Eastern. There are a bunch of different ways to check into this net. In fact, there are so many, it would probably take me ages to list them all. But to save me a bit of time, if you're curious about the different ways to connect up, you can go to extendedfreedom.network and click on that Ways to Connect button. We are also connected to the ANZEL Network out of Australia, the International Radio Network, or IRN for short, and the Young Amateur Communications AM team on the Echolink conference server Yacht. This net is also on NetLogger. If you do not have NetLogger, you can download it from netlogger.org. That's netlogger.org. NetLogger is available for Windows, Mac, and Linux operating systems. And if you want to use NetLogger to follow this net, just search for Freedom Kind Young Hamnet, and you can follow along on there. You can use the AIM window, the Almost Instant Messenger, also known by some as the blue screen, to send messages back and forth to each other, boost the positive mood, and also as an alternate means to check into this net. Remember, this is a directed net and all calls will go through the net control. When checking in, please give your call sign slowly, phonetically, and preferably twice to make sure I can get your call sign on my list. The perfect time for me to mention my name is Declan. My call is 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel, also known as the Kind Young Ham. I am located in Newport, 12 miles northeast of the Welsh capital of Cardiff in the UK, and I am 16 years old. Emergency traffic always has priority and can break in at any time. However, at this point, I would like to ask if there is any emergency traffic that needs to be handled. Okay, nothing heard. So, we can progress. And this month's QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet, we have a question regarding the inventor Edwin Armstrong. Well, sort of. Well, let's get to the question. Which of these is not an invention by Edwin Armstrong? Is it A, FM broadcasting, B, the superheterodyne receiver, C, the switch mode power supply, or D, the regenerative circuit? I'll repeat that. Which of these is not an invention by Edwin Armstrong? FM broadcasting, the superheterodyne receiver or superhet, the switch mode power supply, or the regenerative circuit? So, if you would like to check in, I am going to open up the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet to any check-ins. So, remember, if you are short-time, mobile, or portable, just let me know and I will be able to prioritize getting you on board. Now, is there anyone who would like to check in on the 21st monthly QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet? If so, you know what to do. Please call Net Control now with your call sign slowly, phonetically, and twice.
Mike 0, Uniform, Kilo Bravo, M0, UKB, Bruce, up north in Allendale, Northumberland.
W0, KYH, this is Kilo Delta 8, Sierra Lima Golf, KD8 SLG, Nick in Orville, Ohio. I'm going to be in and out today, Declan. Thank you.
Okay, this is 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel, and net control recognizes Mike Zero Uniform Kilo Bravo Bruce in Allendale, and KD8 SLG Nick in Orville, Ohio, in and out. Great to hear you here, Nick, and hopefully you're doing well, and thank you for taking the time to pop by. So we've recognized KD8 SLG, and we'll go up to the top to talk to Bruce. Mike Zero, Uniform Kilo Bravo. Go ahead, Bruce. In Allendale. From 2 Whiskey Zero, Kilo Yankee Hotel.
Whiskey Zero, Kilo Yankee Hotel. This is Mike Zero, Uniform Kilo Bravo. Good evening, Declan. I trust you're well. I hope you've enjoyed your holiday away and that life is treating you well. You've set another cracking question again tonight, of which, as ever, I'm going to have a wild stab in the dark. I heard half of the question. I was just finishing up on a work phone call. So, yeah. I am going to go with the switch mode power supply. I believe the question was all about which one is not a method of transmitting. Correct me if I've got it wrong there, Declan, but if that's the question, then I'm going to go with switch mode power supply. Hope you're doing well, Dec. Back to you from M0 UKB.
Okay, from 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel. I mean, you're sort of close with what the question was there, Bruce. The question here was, which of these is not an invention by Edwin Armstrong? Which of these is not an invention by Edwin Armstrong? And those options, again, were FM broadcasting, the superhet, switch mode power supply, and the regenerative circuit. Back to you. M0 UKB from 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel.
Okay, M0 UKB returning. Oh, Declan, you just made something that was relatively easy into something flipping complicated for me. You keep doing it. I'm going to have words with your old man. I'm going to have words with Mum and Dad and say, hey, calm that boy down. So, Dave, if you're listening, I'm putting in a complaint. He's taxing me brain on a Tuesday night. I've already got one taxing thing, Declan, and that's what my topic's going to be for tomorrow night's Wednesday Night Net, but I think I've worked it out. You've given me an idea. Hi. But no, I'm going to stick with the switch mode power supply, Declan. In for a penny, in for a pound, as they say. I'm going for it. So come on, folks. Get calling to Declan. I can't be the only one that's either going to get it right or wrong. I've got like a 25% chance, haven't I, Dec? Right. Okay. I hope you have a cracking rest of your net there, Declan. Nice to have you on again, as ever. And well, I was going to say, enjoy the lovely summer weather. But it's it's like winter here. It's cold. It's wet, and it's foggy. So no. I'm not doing a very good selling job for Northumberland tourist attractions, am I? Right, Dec, back to you. Have a cracking rest of the net from M0 UKB, and thanks for putting it on. Do appreciate it.
Okay, M0 UKB from 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel. Thank you very much. And yeah, greatly appreciate you coming on there, Bruce. And I have copied your answer as option C, the switch mode power supply. So there we go. I mean, you were slightly off on the question initially, but nice you're sticking loyal to the initial answer. Let's see if we're right or wrong by the end of the net. as usual, of course. Um, so, yeah, again, greatly appreciate you coming on here, Bruce. And I had a great holiday. For those who may not know, I went up to Blackpool in England for a week with my parents. That is, of course, Dave, Golf Whiskey 8, Sierra Zulu Lima, and Sue, Mike Whiskey 7, Foxtrot Delta India. Um, the three of us went up to Blackpool and spent a week there, and it was quite nice. It was a nice change of scenery, and it was quite fun for me. So, yeah, there we go. Um, Anything further to add before I move along? M0 UKB from 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel.
M0 UKB returning. Yeah. Nothing further really to add, Deck, other than thank you very much for doing that. I do appreciate it. You do a sterling job, and I know it's the 21st edition, so that means it's almost 2 years. See, I can almost do maths. Yeah, no, thanks very much for putting it on, Deck, and to all those that are sitting in the wings, join in, have a bit of fun, and you can always take a guess, like I do every time I call in, Deck. I don't think I've ever been right yet, but I tell you what, I have a lot of fun trying and guessing, and if nothing else, I educate myself. There you go, Deck. Over to you, and hope you have a good rest of the net. Take care. 7-3 M0 UKB.
Okay, M0 UKB from 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel. Well, thank you. And in the meantime, I have received a request in the AIM window to proxy in Gareth GM0WUR. So I have done that as well. And recognized and down in the AIM window has trouble breathing. So that is unfortunate. I have managed to I've got him proxied in there, and yeah, recognized. So can rest relatively easy. So there we go. I've proxied Gareth in there. So yeah, thanks very much, Bruce, and you have a good one over there in Allendale. And I will break with M0 UKB, and we've recognized KD8SLG, who was in and out, and we've recognized GM0WUR, who has been proxied in by request of Dave Golf Whiskey 8 Sierra Zulu Lima. And I'm going to go ahead and call for more check-ins now to the QSO with the kind young Hamnet. So, if anyone would like to check in, please call Net Control now.
Golf, Mike 0, Uniform Bravo, that's GM0, UUB, Graham here in Central Scotland.
Okay, Net Control recognizes GM0 UUB. That is, of course, Graham. Go ahead from 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel. And welcome to the QSO with the kind young Hamnet.
Well, thank you so much, Declan. And just having a wee look, my no things on the screen aren't seeming to be working, but I am connected. Yes, I am. Okay, good. Something wrong with my supermodern there is kind of playing up. Never mind. It seems to be working on the air. That's the main thing. So, hi, Declan. Thanks for taking my check-in. And please, before I forget, Proxy in, Mike 7, Hotel Quebec, Sierra, Helen, Queen of Scotland, who's waving a hand from the Royal Box. And not too much to report here. I've just been kind of busy, doing a little bit of DIY here and there. And didn't have the dog out for a walk at all today because the weather's been terrible, absolutely terrible. And actually did it this morning. It was nice and sunny to start with, and they put the washing out in the line, and within about 30 minutes, that was me taking it back in again. So there we go. Anyway, glad you're home safe and sound. I think I heard from your dad that the trip home was a little bit long. There was some roadworks and kind of busy and taking a few breaks here and there, but glad you're home safe and you had a good time. That's marvellous. And let's have a wee stab at this question. So, once again, sir, I haven't a clue. So I'm going to go with, again, saying D for Declan. I'm going to go for the answer D. And if I keep on saying D, surely, once every 4 months or so, I'll get it right. Anyway, back to Ned from GM0.
Okay, GM0 UUB from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel. Well, yeah, I did have a great time up in Blackpool, and might as well take a little bit of time to talk about my personal highlights of it. So, the breakfasts were absolutely brilliant. Having breakfast every day up at the Ferry Cafe in Fleetwood. You know where that is, Graham. And it was absolutely incredible. I had, and I kid you not, every single day in that week I had I had a sausage breakfast bomb and I had a plate of chips. It was delicious and very happy because honestly that place never does us badly at all. And another of the highlights I would say was on Sunday. I spent a bit of time on the South Pier, going on some of the rides on the pier, and it was really enjoyable. Having a bit of a head bop to the music as well that was playing on the pier. It was a lot of fun, and no, I wasn't scared. I was having a lot of fun. Let me quickly reset. From 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel returning. And it was great. And the weather, considering it said in the forecast it was going to be rainy all week, I don't think we had a single bit of really bad rain while we were there in Blackpool. Or at the very least, if we did, it didn't affect us at all because it was at night. So, basically the weather was absolutely brilliant on the whole. There was a windy day or two when we were fighting to even move around down in the Blackpool town centre, but it was great regardless. Well, town or city, I can't remember what it was. Well, anyway, in the centre of Blackpool on the promenade, the wind was a bit harsh on one of the days. Also, we sort of varied it up a little bit. We didn't take the tram every single time. Well, all but one. Went on the bus once and took a little trip through the more residential areas between Blackpool and Fleetwood. It was It was great. Sort of a way to get down into the centre of Blackpool, even after having breakfast up in Fleetwood. It was a change of scenery to the change of scenery, should we say? One more reset. Okay, from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel, returning once again. And, yeah, Blackpool in general was a lot of fun once again. It was more relaxed compared to when we went with you and Helen. No offense to you or Helen. We were on the move around, which it was good. May have been hectic, but it was good because we were making a lot of brilliant memories along the way. Well, speaking of memories and possibly hectic, Scotland. Now, on the radar towards that, because you could expect our arrival in the beginning of August. Pretty sure on the first Monday, I think the 5th of August, is the date that we've got planned to take the road trip up, which is going to be longer than the road trip we took to Blackpool, of course, because naturally the centre of Scotland is a bit further up than Blackpool. Who would have thought? Well, anyway, to the question, and to your answer to the question, should I say? Option D for Declan once again. One of these days it's going to work, but I don't know if you necessarily want to be totally reliant on it. Because I'm not necessarily sure if that's going to work out all too well in your favor. Hi. Not saying that I'm doing anything deliberately, like not placing answers on D, etc., but we'll wait and see what the answer will be later on in the net. Of course, I must remind. Let me reset again. Of course, I will now take this time to remind stations of the ways you can find out the answer. So, of course, as I mentioned in the preamble, we are using NetLogger. That is through the X-Freedom Kind Young Hamnet NetLogger. And when I reveal the answer on the net, through voice, the answer will be put up on there. Also, in addition, you can obviously listen to hear the answer at the end if you can stay all the way to the end. Or as an alternative, if you cannot stay tuned in to the net until the end, there are 4 Facebook groups that I posted promotional messages on earlier today to promote this net. They are the Extended Freedom Network Facebook group, the International Radio Network Facebook group, the Australian and New Zealand Echolink Network Facebook group, and the Young Amateur Communications Ham Team, or YOT for short. All of those places you can find, you're able to find after the net. The answer will be put with a bit of additional text. The answer will be put in a reply to the original promotional text. So, yeah. Again, looping back to Graham, GM0UUB, I am not trying to say anything about anything. we will have to wait and see to reveal what the answer will be by the end of the net. Hopefully one of these days, Graham. Hopefully one of these days, it can be your day, but we'll wait with bated breath for that. GM0 UUB, anything else to add before I move along from 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel?
Oh, thank you, Declan. Well, you haven't exactly filled me with confidence in my answer, but I'll stick to it. It's all good fun, and as Bruce was saying as well, we're always learning as well. Once we get to know an answer, oh well, I'll remember for next time. Not that there probably will be a next time, but there we go. Anyway, Declan, no, I just want to say thanks for taking my check-in. Nice to know you had a great time, and yeah, very jealous you were able to go up there every morning to the Ferry Cafe and remember it well. And no, it's a great place, absolutely fantastic breakfasts. And I think they're busy because they make sure that what they do is using good quality ingredients, and it was so apparent in just the kind of meals you got there. So absolutely brilliant. So good stuff. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you in just under 4 weeks, I think it is. So there you go. Hopefully the weather's going to be better then, sir. If it's the same as it is just now, well, we always make the best of things, but yeah, it's not great just now. So hopefully we'll get all the rubbish weather out the way in July, and August will be beautiful and bright and sunny and not so much wind and everything else. So there we go. We can only hope and pray. Anyway, back to Ned. Thank you, Declan. Take care, sir, and thanks once again for taking my check-in, and of course for accepting Helen's wave from the Royal Box as well. Really do appreciate that. All the best, Declan. Chat to you later. 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel. This is GM0 UUB. Thanks, sir.
Okay, from 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel. Didn't mean to deter any confidence there. But again, we shall see. I say that to everyone, and it remains true. So, thank you very much again for coming on here, Graham. And always ready to accept a wave from Helen in the Royal Box. I greatly appreciate that as well. So, hopefully, you guys have a great rest of your day. And, well, what's left of it anyway. And it's about 4 weeks' time, I think, just under 4 weeks until we'll be seeing you in person, which is a bit crazy to think of, if you ask me. But hey, that's how life goes, and I'm ready for it. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure you are as well. In the meantime, we'll say 73 to GM0 UUB and MM7HQS. And I will go ahead and call for more check-ins for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet. So, if you would like to check in, please call Net Control now with your call sign slowly, phonetically, and twice.
Golf 7, Oscar Charlie Kilo. Golf 7, Oscar Charlie Kilo. Brian in the land of the Prince Bishops.
Okay, Net Control recognizes G7OCK. Brian, go ahead from 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel.
Well, good evening, Declan. It's a little while since I've checked in. 7 months since, I would have thought, maybe longer. Not to worry, we'll get in and check in tonight. And I'm going to go with answer C, being as I haven't got a clue. So I'm just going to make a stab in the dark and say C. And we'll see how we do it. And I'm pleased that you enjoyed Blackpool. It's one of my favourite places in the world, shall we say, one way or the other. But I'm pleased you enjoyed Blackpool, and you have a little bit of fun. So hopefully we'll see you up this neck end of the woods at some point in time as well when you're gallivanting around with the family. From Golf 7, Oscar Charlie Kilo.
Okay. G7OCK from 2W0KYH. Thank you very much there, Brian. And I've recognised your stab in the dark guess of C, switch mode power supply. Again, as I said to Graham and to Bruce, we'll have to wait and see till the end of the net to find out if that's the right answer or not. And yeah, Blackpool, again, it was great. And I mean, I was talking about the temperatures were quite nice up in Blackpool. It was nice and in the middle to sometimes creeping into the upper teens in temperature-wise in degrees Celsius. Which, speaking of temperature, at the moment, we're sitting nicely on a temperature of 17.6 degrees Celsius, or 64 Fahrenheit, here in Newport, South Wales, which is quite nice, if I do say so myself. Always good to have a nice temperature, middle, upper teens, maybe even into the lower 20s if we're lucky. But can't push our luck too much high. Again, thank you very much for checking in there, Brian, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And great to hear you checking in once again, because it certainly has been a while. Anything further to add before I move along? G7OCK from 2W0KYH.
Well, not really. The only thing I've got to add is I hope to get you in the log on either Saturday or Sunday. We're doing another special event station at Beamish Museum again this weekend, and we'll be playing radio, and with a bit of luck we'll get some details up on the Facebook pages and let everybody know what we're up to with the Beamish Museum activation again this weekend, coming up 13th and 14th, I believe it is. So hopefully we'll get you in the log then, and if not, we'll speak to you again soon, no doubt. From Golf 7, Oscar Charlie Kilo.
Okay, from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel. See, I almost said from your call sign. Almost trying to steal your call sign there, Brian. Not too sure you'd be a fan of that, hi. But yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe or maybe not. But yeah, that's definitely true. We'll speak again soon. And yeah, you have a great rest of your day and a great week there. And I'll say 73 to G7OCK. And I'm going to go ahead and once again open up the net to any further check-ins. So, if anybody else would like to check in on the QSO with the Kind Young Ham net, please call net control now.
Mike 7 Papa Oscar Victor. That's N7 POV Josh.
Okay, net control recognizes Mike 7, Papa Oscar Victor. That is Josh. Go ahead from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel and welcome to the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet.
Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel from Mike 7 Papa Oscar Victor. Yeah, good evening, Declan. Hope everyone's had a good day today. Hope everyone's had a good start to their week. It's been quite warm this morning and around midday, and then it's just been cold, wet, and horrible this evening. We've just come back from Jacob's hockey training. Last session, I had my last session yesterday, which is good. Haven't got really much else going on. Oh yeah, this is my last proper week of school. Next week's enrichment week, so that'll be quite good fun. We've got school trips, activities, all things like that for the last week. This will be our last week of lessons, so that's quite exciting for next week. Not sure. Oh yeah, and then we've got our camping holiday for 2 weeks. That starts on Saturday the 20th. I think it's 20th, maybe it's 21st. It's on that Saturday. I can't remember which date it is. And that'll be really exciting. I think that's about it. So I'll hand it back to you, Declan, from Mike 7 Papa Oscar Victor.
Okay, from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel. Well, thank you very much there, Josh. And that is quite nice to know there. That you're in your last week of lessons in school there. That is quite great. As I've said before, I have been off for a few now. I've been off for a few weeks because, of course, my exams, my GCSE exams finished on the 12th of June, so I've been off since then. Currently into my 4th week off. I spent the whole last week on a holiday with my parents in Blackpool, in case you may not have heard. It was lovely, and yeah, it was, again, I will say, a nice change of scene from the typical scenery that we get in Newport in South Wales. So it was nice to switch it up a little bit. So I know that you are quite young, as am I. But I will ask the question in case you want to have a try, or if you want to, or if you may have an idea. So, the question I have for this net, the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet, here this evening, is which of these is not an invention by Edwin Armstrong? Is it A, FM broadcasting, B, the super heterodyne receiver, C, switch mode power supply, or D, the regenerative circuit? I'll repeat again. Which of these is not an invention by Edwin Armstrong? FM broadcasting, the super het, switch mode power supply, or the regenerative circuit? I'll pass it back to you there, Josh. M7 POV from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel.
M7 POV returning. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, Declan, I've got absolutely no idea. I'm just going to go with, I'm just going to have to guess. I'll just say C, I think. But I'm really not sure. Yeah, don't think I've ever heard of him, to be honest. I feel quite bad about that. But yeah, I'll hand it back to you.
Okay, from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel. Yeah, thank you very much. And I have got here a recognition of your choice of answer, option C, which is the switch mode power supply. Thank you very much for that there, Josh. Just a quick one to explain who Edward Armstrong is. He was an American electrical engineer and inventor. So hence why the question revolves around him and inventions there. So not going to say what he invented, as that would ruin the question there. So there we go. Anything else to add before I move along? M7 POV from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel.
M7 POV. No, nothing else, Declan, apart from hope everyone has a good rest of their week, and hopefully get some good weather. Not too hot, not too cold. Hopefully everyone enjoys it, and hopefully when it comes, everyone has a good summer holidays. Thank you for doing this, Net Declan. Back to you.
Okay, from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel. Thank you very much there, Josh, and yeah, I hope you have a great week as well, and hopefully that enrichment week that you were talking about when that comes around is enjoyable for you. A nice last week of school there, and yeah, there we go. We'll go ahead and break with M7 POV, and I will go ahead and call for more check-ins for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet. Any further check-ins? Please call Net Control now. Do we have any further check-ins for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet? If so, please call Net Control now.
Golf Whiskey 8, Sierra Zulu Lima. Dave downstairs drinking coffee.
Okay, Net Control recognizes Golf Whiskey 8, Sierra Zulu Lima. And you are downstairs drinking coffee. Couple of questions here. Is the coffee nice? And how are you doing? Have you been well rested from that long drive home that I am vaguely aware that you had to do yesterday. Might have something to do with the return from that little holiday we had there, which I greatly enjoyed. Golf Whiskey 8 Sierra Zulu Lima from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel. Oh, and also, will there be any frying pans, or are we going to get another evasion, shall we say? Golf Whiskey 8 Sierra Zulu Lima, go ahead from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel.
To Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel from Golf Whiskey 8 Sierra Zulu Lima. Good evening, Declan, and thank you for keeping the shack chair nice and warm for me. The coffee is always nice. Any coffee is nice anyway. I'll just drink it. House come. No frying pans this evening. And could you please proxy in Mike Whiskey 7 Foxtrot Delta India? Now, of course, that is Sue. Oh, we've done. Okay, I heard a direct communication via audio from upstairs there, all the way down the stairs. Stuff adding in there, Declan. Obviously, I'm not going to take a shot at the question because I know the answer, and you don't want to spoil it for everybody. But yep, glad you enjoyed the Blackpool trip. Yep, I'm half recovered from battling all those idiot drivers on the M6 out. Continuous roadworks and traffic jams, but yeah, I will time to go up there in Scotland, and I just wondered if you're looking forward to a bit of glamping up there, Declan. 2W0 KYH from GW8SZL.
Indeed, I am. Should be very interesting because, believe it or not, I've never been glamping before. That's not necessarily direct communication to you there. That is to others listening. Believe it or not, I've never been glamping before. So this one should be interesting. Hopefully it's quite nice. And I'm greatly looking forward to it. I have a suspicion that we'll be up and around a fair bit in Scotland. Which I'm also looking forward to because I will be honest, on the second day back from Blackpool, I'm already sort of missing the being up and moving about and doing things. Although I will say I also had a nice sleep last night as well, recovering from a bit of an early-ish get-up to depart from Blackpool yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and very quickly pass it back to you. Just to confirm that you have nothing else left to say, but I'm pretty sure you don't. Golf Whiskey 8, Sierra Zulu Lima. Dave downstairs, probably drinking coffee. From 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel, upstairs in the shack, Met Control.
Yeah, 2W0 KYH from GW8SZL. I only got one question for you, Declan. If the opportunity is, would you like to do some horse riding up there in Scotland from GW8SZL?
You know, I would have to think about that. It's not fully off the cards, but in all honesty, I couldn't imagine myself liking horse riding. But that's probably because I've never done it before. So, we'll have to see. I'll ponder over that. So, yeah, back to you. GW8 SNL from 2W0 KYH.
From GW8SZL. Well, if the opportunity arises, might have a go. I haven't been on a horse in billions of years. That's like exaggerating. As you know, my mother come from Southern Ireland, and she was brought up on a farm, and I've been all the way over there while she was alive, going back and forth, back and forth. And yeah, I did a bit of horse riding while there, and all good stuff like that. But, I haven't been over any fences on a horse, that's for sure, because I'd end up on the deck. But yeah, we'll see how things pan out, shall we, Declan? 2W0KYH GW8SZL.
Okay, Golf Whiskey 8, Sierra Zulu Lima from 2 Whiskey 0 Kilo Yankee Hotel. Thank you very much. And yes, indeed, couldn't have said it better myself. We'll have to see how things pan out when they happen. Bit of spontaneous action, as it were. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say 73 for now. The Golf Whiskey 8, Sierra Zulu Lima, and, of course, waving a hand to Mike Whiskey 7, Foxtrot Delta India, the proxy from you there. Well, you're not just a proxy, you're my mum, you're Sue, you're, hopefully doing well downstairs. Hello! And 73. So, we'll go ahead and call for more check-ins to the QSO with the Carl Young Ham Net. If anybody would like to check in, please call Net Control now with your call signs slowly, phonetically, and twice. Okay, nothing heard. Do we have any further check-ins for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet? If so, please call Net Control now with your call sign slowly, phonetically, and twice. Okay, nothing heard once again. Do we have any further check-ins for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet? I think we've fallen onto a silent patch, so might be eyeing up ending the net shortly. However, if there are any further check-ins, please call Net Control now.
This is Victor Alpha 3, Yankee Delta Mike. Victor Alpha 3, Yankee Delta Mike. I'm just in and out. I just thought I'd say hi.
Okay, net control recognizes VA3YDM. Victor Alpha 3, Yankee Delta Mike. That is Doug in and out. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Just saying hello there. And I greatly appreciate you coming on and checking in. Okay, any further check-ins for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet? If so, please call net control now with your call slowly, phonetically, and twice.
Zero EVP. Just checking in with you very quickly there, Declan. I can't hold it. So I'm just sorting my internet out here in the Radio Shack. Just been and bought a new TP link for the network here, and just putting all this together. So I thought to just check in and say good evening to you from 2 Echo Zero Echo Victor Papa. Yeah, and 7-3's over.
Okay, net control recognizes 2E0EVE. Thank you very much there, Martin, and I'll let you continue with that. Greatly appreciate you coming on for a quick one there, and hopefully you're doing well, and hopefully you're having a good week there. So, yeah, 73 to 2E0 EVP, and I'm going to call again for more check-ins for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet. Any further check-ins, please call net control now with your call sign, slowly, phonetically, and twice. Okay, nothing heard. Do we have any further check-ins for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet? If so, please call net control now.
2E0 RAF 2 Echo Zero Radio Alpha Foxtrot.
Okay, net control recognizes 2E0 RAF. Go ahead from Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel.
Okay, good evening. Name this side is Andy, Alpha November Delta Yankee. Home QTH is the city of Preston, Northwest UK, and I'm coming in on Little Enrico TM7 through Echo Link. Just thought I'd say hello, and yeah, from 2 Echo Zero, Radio Alpha Foxtrot.
Okay, thank you very much, Andy, from 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel. Well, I'm going to go ahead and ask the question. Whether you wish to answer is completely up to you. You don't have to answer this question if you don't want to or don't have a clue, but I will read it out to you regardless. The question on this net is, which of these is not an invention by Edwin Armstrong? Is it A, FM broadcasting? Is it B, the super heterodyne receiver? Is it C, the switch mode power supply? Or is it D, the regenerative circuit? I will repeat again. Which of these is not an invention by Edwin Armstrong? FM broadcasting, the super heterodyne receiver, the switch mode power supply, or the regenerative circuit? Back to you. Would you like to answer the question, Andy, from 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel?
Okay, 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel 2 Echo Zero Radio Alpha Foxtrot. Just a random guess. The regenerative I can't even say it. The circuit that regenerates itself.
Okay, Net Control recognizes your answer of D, the regenerative circuit. Thank you very much there, Andy. So, you got anything else to add before I go ahead and move along from 2 Whiskey Zero Kilo Yankee Hotel?
From 2 Echo Zero Radio Alpha Foxtrot. No, I just been listening to you for the last hour or so. I was watching YouTube and heard you put the call on. I thought I'd give it a whirl, see if the radio's working, which it looks like it is. So, yep, I'll let you bring some other people in from 2 Echo Zero Radio Alpha Foxtrot.
Well, thank you very much for that there, Andy, and you have a great rest of your week. 73 to 2E0 RF. And I will go ahead and put out another call for check-ins for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet. So, if anybody else would like to check in, please call Net Control now. Okay, nothing heard. So, do we have any further check-ins for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet? If so, please call Net Control now with your call sign slowly, phonetically, and twice. Okay, there's nothing heard once again. So, I reckon I will call it a day there. However, before I go ahead and close the net and reveal the answer to the question, for completeness sake, I will go ahead and put out a final call for check-ins for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet. So, if there is any final check-ins for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet, or if anyone wants to make any final statements before I close the net, this is the final opportunity. If anybody would like to check in or reach out with a final comment, please call Net Control now with your call sign slowly, phonetically, and twice. This is the final call for the QSO with the Kind Young Hamnet for July 2024. Okay, nothing here on final call. So, with that being said, I can now go ahead and provide the answer to the question before we go ahead and close the net. So, before we answer the question, I must first remind you of what the question was. So, the question for this net was, which of these is not an invention by Edwin Armstrong? Is it A, FM broadcasting, B, the superheterodyne receiver, C, the switch mode power supply, or D, the regenerative circuit? And vote was pretty split between the bottom two, between the switch mode power supply and the regenerative circuit. However, I can reveal that the answer to the question for tonight's QSO with the Kanyang Ham Net is option C, the switch power supply. The other three were invented by Armstrong. FM broadcasting was invented in 1933 and is the method of radio broadcasting that uses frequency modulation of the radio broadcast carrier wave. The superheterodyne receiver, or superhet as it's commonly shortened to, is a type of radio receiver which uses frequency mixing to convert the received signal into a fixed intermediate frequency which can be more conveniently processed than the original carrier frequency. It was invented in 1917, and Armstrong is often credited with its concept. The regenerative circuit, or specifically the equipment the term is most commonly used to refer to, the regenerative receiver, was invented by Armstrong in 1912 and patented in 1914, and is an amplifier circuit that employs positive feedback. So, there we go. There's the answer to the QSO with the Kanyang Ham Net question for July of 2024. And I'm going to reset and close the net. So, this has been the QSO with the Kanyang Ham Net. And I have been Declan, 2 Whiskey 0, Kilo Yankee Hotel. And I would like to thank each and every one of you for checking into this net, as without you, this net would not be possible. Just a reminder, this net is hosted on the Extended Freedom Network, and information about the connections can be found on extendedfreedom.network in the Ways to Connect section. We are also connected to the Andal Network out of Australia, the International Radio Network, or IRN for short, and the Young Amateur Communications Ham Team, or YOT for short. We look forward to hearing you all once again next month when the QSO with the Kanyang Ham Net returns, on the second Tuesday of the month at 8 PM UK local time, or 7 PM Eastern time. Nope, not 7 PM Eastern time at all. 7 PM UTC, or 3 PM Eastern time. Thank you again for checking in. This has been a wonderful net, and this net is now closed. 73 all.